Welcome to the Mindset Mile podcast. I'm your host, Aisha Zaza. For the next 30 days, we're going to learn to build better habits in health, fitness, relationships, business, and overall well-being by making small mindset shifts that make a big difference. Contrary to how it may seem, the path to any success is achieved by taking small, consistent action over time. Someday is not a day of the week, so the time to level up is now, because you were made for greatness. It'll be a marathon, not a sprint, and together we'll take it one step, 1 mile, one day at a time. Welcome to the Mindset Mile. You ready? Hey fam, how are you? I just took a ride on my Peloton and I've been thinking about this topic for a while and what I wanted to share with you about being of an abundant mindset. This is definitely something I've worked on a lot in my life, and I find it kind of strange that I'm abundant in a lot of ways, and then in others, I've felt a little more conservative. So much of how and why we are the way we are has to do with our upbringing and whom we were influenced by. I was raised by a single mom who worked really, really hard to make sure we had everything we needed and then some. My mom also had me when she was 40, so she's much older than me and grew up in a very different time where naturally people and families conserved as much as possible after living through the Depression. This influenced me to be two ways: relentless to work hard for the things that I want and need, and also live with this underlying fear that since my success is up to me and only me, that I won't generate enough for whatever reason. But here's the good news and a realization you need to come to. Your past does not need to mean anything about how you are today. It doesn't. Your past is not you. It's just something that happened to you. Having a scarcity mindset is a choice. Now, I know there's going to be some of you that are like, no way. If you had to live through what I've lived through, all you'd know how to do was protect what you have. You may feel wronged for the influence you've had in your life or feel like there's no control in your mind from worrying that there will never be enough. But having an abundant mindset does not mean you need to have everything in the world or currently be making a certain amount of money every year. It means that you believe that there is more of everything out there for you. More time, more money, better relationships, great opportunities, and plenty of resources. Whereas if you live in a scarcity mentality, you live in a state of fear or worry that there's not enough time, not enough money, only a certain amount of space for people to be successful, and not enough energy and resources to go around. When we approach life from a place of scarcity, it will only hurt us because it generates frustration, guilt, envy, overwhelm, and anger. These things often paralyze us and cause us to not take action, thus yielding small results, which only makes us focus on what we don't have and what you could lose. People with scarcity mindsets are blamers. They believe there's a lot of unfairness in the world, and they relinquish their control to make change in their life because, well, they're at the glass ceiling and trying to make a change will most likely not result in success. Honestly, even just talking about a scarcity mindset makes me feel scarce. Don't you feel that? Like that hollow feeling inside that makes you feel like you should be scared there isn't enough room for you to grow or to make money or to achieve the success you desire? That is how powerful focusing on the negative is. It actually causes a reaction inside of our bodies that make it feel like scarcity is how you need to operate in order to protect yourself. Now, on the flip side, we have the option to focus on the positives in our lives, which will always result in feeling and thinking abundantly. When you make it a point to think abundantly, you feel happier, more grateful, curious, creative, and ready to take action because you believe that opportunities in life and business are limitless. Be real with yourself. Does other people's success in life make you feel envious or like you aren't capable of attaining a particular job, lifestyle, or income? Or are you genuinely happy for them because you're grateful for what you have and believe there's plenty of room for you to grow? I probably don't need to tell you this, but not feeling happy for other people makes you feel worse about yourself. What you're doing is making their success about your lack thereof. And a really easy indicator of a scarcity mentality is when we make things about ourselves. When we turn around and do things to support other people and do things for others, what this says is that there's enough positive energy to spend on others without needing to worry about running out enough for myself. So here are 3 ways to start building an abundant mindset. First, have an attitude of gratitude. There's a reason I included this prompt in your journal, which hopefully you're keeping up with. Because being grateful for what you have and focusing on what you do have instead of what you don't creates an abundant mindset. Ever heard that the grass is not greener on the other side? It's green where you water it. This is paying active gratitude to the blessings in your life. And when you practice intentional gratitude, you'll find what is great about a situation or people instead of what is missing or what is wrong, which will make it easier to have a positive attitude. Focus on what's wrong and you'll find it. Focus on what's good and you'll find it. Second tip, surround yourself with people who think abundantly. Once you start to become aware of your own scarcity mentality, you'll begin to easily identify that in others. If you want to create abundance in your life, then you need to hang out with people who create the same. If the top 5 people you spend the most time with are not cheering you on, pushing you to be better, holding you accountable, and celebrating your milestone, then it's 100% in your best interest to build a new top 5. And 3, create a vision for what you want in your life. When was the last time you had a vision that filled you with excitement and motivation? Have you been walking around just going through the motions? Have you bought into the belief that because life is fine, that you don't need to dream of or want to create more? That's scarcity thinking. Your vision will lead you to who you need to become to achieve it. And if you're listening to this, I think it's because you're ready to become the next version of yourself. So what does your vision look like? What do your days look like when you create how they go? Where do you live? Where do you shop? What are you able to give? To be more and create more, you must have a vision. It'll be your guiding path. So it's up to you. Do you want to constantly feel like you're never given a break, or that your ship to change has sailed, or that there isn't enough for you? Or do you want your days to be filled with focusing on creativity, innovation, connection, and that there's plenty to go around? The choice to be a happier, healthier you is yours, my friend. If you're loving this podcast, it would mean the world to me if you rated, subscribed, and shared it with a friend. Be sure to tag me on your walks or runs at Aisha Zaza and hashtag Mindset Mile. That's all we have for today, my friends. Remember, the big things don't happen overnight. It's the small things done consistently that make the big things possible. You are capable and you are worthy. Make it a great day.